started another project. This is a design team project
for Ephemera's Vintage Garden. The digital kit is Spring Woodland 1 and 2.
I'm so excited to be working on this project because ever since I started working on altered books and junk journals, I have been dying to do one with birds in it. And it just so happens that this particular digital kit is loaded with birds and flowers. So I'm really excited to work on this. So we're going to work on this together. As you can see, I have 4 signatures, and I have prepped them. I printed them out from my computer, and I have added some other vintage papers that I have, but I have not yet done any embellishing. Obviously, I haven't even sewed the signatures together or anything like that. So we're going to do that together, and I thank you for joining me today.
I wanted to let you know that I will put the link to the digital kit in the description box. I'm sorting through the papers that I have chosen to put in the book, and many of these that you will see are either from a dictionary or encyclopedia, and they all have something to do with birds or feathers or falcons or something of that nature. So I'm folding the pages so that they'll fit in the journal properly. And also you'll see that I'm folding some of the DigiKit papers as well. There are also tons of vintage papers in this journal, so I'm layering them that every other page is a digital kit page, and then every other one is either a vintage paper or the encyclopedia or dictionary paper. The first thing I created in this journal was this area for actual journaling, and I did it on this bright pink paper, and you know I love pink, but this paper really is too bright. So you'll notice during the flip through that I end up covering it with a really pretty piece of lighter shade fabric, so it actually becomes a fabric flip. The following page is very simple. It's a pocket from the encyclopedia page, so I just stuffed that with some ephemera. Next thing you will notice is this beautiful picture of a swan, and it's taking off for flight. It was like in a pond, and I got that out of my recently acquired National Geographic book, so I had to go ahead and put it in this journal. Here I have a nice clean page. It is a vintage paper, and I'm just going to put a simple piece of ephemera from the kit on it and leave it blank so that somebody can write on it. And you'll see that I'm just coloring the edges of this little piece of ephemera. It just helps it pop, so I tend to do that. And you see me gluing it now. I'm actually using tacky glue, and that works really well. Also, I always press anything I glue down. I always press with something besides my fingers, because our hands just don't press it down good enough. So I either use my scissors or a tool. Some people use like a credit card or something like that. Just use something to do that. This cute little envelope came in the kit, so of course I cut it out after I printed it, and now I'm gluing it together, and I use my little paper clips just to hold it down so the glue can dry. This little envelope has this pretty artwork on the back of it. It's a nest with some eggs in it. And now I'm putting a piece of ephemera that can be journaled on into the envelope, and then I will end up sliding that into a pocket that I create on this page. I end up doing 3 videos for this particular book, and you will notice at the end, especially when I do the flip through, at how this journal just morphs into something just absolutely different. It ends up having like over a 3-inch spine, and there's so many pages in it, and I have to tell you why. The prints in this kit are so beautiful that I could not bear to cover them and put pockets on them, so I left so many of them blank so that they could be seen. So in order to put pages with pockets in, I used vintage papers for that. So I ended up with this really thick yet beautiful book. But I wanted to just explain to you how that ended up happening. As you could see, I just added some lines to this piece of paper so somebody would have a place that they could journal on. And now I'm going to add a small pocket to the bottom of the page. To create this pocket, I am using a floral scrapbook paper. Sometimes when I have a piece like this and it comes to fussy cutting it out, sometimes I'll take the time to do it and sometimes I don't want to take the time to do it. So I'll use decorative scissors and just go around the edges. And I'm not even that careful because you just really don't have to be. So now it's been cut out and I can go around those edges with a little bit of pink marker, which is definitely quicker than fussy cutting. This is a whole lot quicker than fussy cutting. So anyway, just an idea for you. That's a technique that I use and it saves me a lot of time. So I could choose any color I want really, but for this I'm going to choose just my pink permanent marker and go around those edges. And it'll look like it came this way. I do that a lot with butterflies too, because butterflies are really hard to fussy cut out. It's just not worth the time. I'd rather spend my time doing something else. And there we are. So I have a piece of vintage paper. It is from 1993 and it says 1993 tax return, and someone had figured out their federal refund and their state refund. I got this piece of paper from my vintage paper haul and I coffee dyed it, as you can see. And so I am going to place that also in this little pocket. Now I'm working on the center of this signature, and I've created a little pocket on the right hand side and one of the little egg-shaped journaling tucks I'm putting in that pocket, and now I'm going to embellish it. I'm also adding like a half-page pocket to this journal, so it's been folded and washi taped, and then I picked a little journaling tuck from the digital kit to slide inside of the pocket. The kit also came with this adorable little envelope, so I fussy cut that out and you can see how it folds together, and then I will use some glue to hold the bottom and the sides together. Now I'm going through some of the other ephemera pieces to try to pick one that I feel like should go inside of that cute little envelope. Now I'm getting ready to make something really cute, and it turned out just so lovely. So remember those little fabric squares I got? They're actually for quilters, and they're 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I've been working with those in some of my books and journals. So this one is a nice light plain pink. I am using some Fabri-Tac right here on the edges. You can see me applying it with a popsicle stick just so that I have good control over it. And I applied that glue to just 2 of the edges. Now I'm putting a little dab of glue right on the corner of this cotton square, and I'm folding it over, putting just a little bit of pressure on it to help the Fabri-Tac just, connect the 2 pieces of fabric. And now I'm going to let that dry. I've decided that I'd like to add a flower embellishment to that little pocket. So I'm using one, you can see me pressing on it now. It's silver in color, and now on top of that I am putting a pink one. Now I'm going to use a permanent marker to color in the center of the flower. Now this page has a cute little pocket on the right, and then a paper flip on the left. We will finish up this signature with a couple of journaling tucks. I sure hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please smash that like button. Also, subscribe to my page and hit the bell so you'll get notifications of my new videos. Also, you can follow me on Instagram.
I'm glad you joined me today to work on this journal. Thanks for watching. See you soon.